All right. Um, I was like I said, I'm trying my best to try to give my opinion of what Street Fighter should be to be like the perfect game. And I don't think it's a bad idea for them to kind of follow what the other fighting game companies are kind of doing with like combo strings, but for it to kind of stay true to what Street Fighter is, um, like I think like a lot of the beginner players would love for it to be like combos like let's say for example if in Mortal Kombat and Tekken terminology like a Street Fighter combo string would automatically do the special move for you. It wouldn't be like the way it is now with simple mode where you press forward and special move button. It would be more like press 2-2. You know, 2-2 would automatically do medium punch into fireball that is going to combo at that range. Like medium punch, hard punch, fireball. Or medium punch, you know what I mean? Crouching medium kick combos into like if they do like 4-4 or medium kick, it automatically does like medium kick into wall kick, sidestep kick with Ryu, for example. Like if you're playing Ryu, you do crouching medium kick. That would be down four for Mortal Kombat players, right? But then if they press down 4-4, like that's a true combo. Like if you connect it, down 4-4 would automatically do Ryu's sidestep kick, which in reality, unless you're at max distance, I don't know if they changed this since Third Strike, but unless you're at max distance, it will combo. You know what I'm saying? As well as medium punch, I believe combos as well. Um, the point I'm trying to make is like I think more like I think fans like new fans would like understand that more. But like I think this is something that Street Fighter could really benefit from is that what was first introduced in Mortal Kombat 11, which I do love. I have not played this game in a long time, so you'll bear with me if I miss the combos or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is like, let's say this: when I catch him with a down two, look what happens. This is what I think Street Fighter could really benefit from. That right there. You saw how when I caught him with the down two, you saw how for a brief moment, it did like a still image of the character getting punched in the jaw, and like it did like it zoomed in and kind of did like a still image right there. But like depending on where I hit them, it does like a still image for a brief moment. That way, the reason I say why that would be so important in Street Fighter is that like on counter hit, a player would know the exact moment that they actually counter hit their opponent, and they would know that, oh, I counter hit my opponent now. Like, oh, now I have way more time to land the combo. Like, oh, I know for a fact this is a counter hit. Now I could do like standing hard punch combo instead of like crouching jab combo or something like that. Like what I mean is like this, like jawed him, right? 4-3-4. Jawed him again. That was chest right there. Like you saw how it changed from like jaw. That's a picture of their jaw. That's a picture of their chest. That's a picture of their face. I fucked up the combo though, but you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't necessarily have to do that for every single encounter. It would be cool as hell if Street Fighter did that for every single moment that you power hit them with a combo or something like that. I love that Mortal Kombat 11 did this. I would love for Street Fighter to do this. What I mean by that, not only just when you counter hit them, it would be awesome to see that in Street Fighter, but when you actually, like, let's say, for example, you catch him with a Blanca ball, like, charge back, down back, and then press forward punch. Any punch button, and depending on what punch button you use, the same thing with E Honda. You have to, I forgot to mention that in my previous video, where when you're charging, those back forward special move motions are actually, you have to charge for like 1 second. I believe that's the proper way. Um, you have to hold, like what a lot of high level Street Fighter players do is they'll hold down back together, and that will give them access to, like, let's say if you were playing Guile, you would have at any given time access to Sonic Boom and Flash Kick. What a lot of players don't know is like when Guile tosses a sonic boom, he actually loses his charge for flash kick. So that's why you see a lot of high level players, they'll jump at the moment that a Guile player throws a sonic boom because they know it's not humanly possible for them to flash kick you. And which is why another reason why I believe that Capcom USA or Capcom Japan or both should remove the priority that Guile has with his crouching hard punch. It should not anti-air so good. In fact, I think it should be something that he could only really use on the ground, like in horizontal, like exchanges. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be used as a vertical anti-air. Like if they jump in the air and you try to crouch fierce them, you're going to get counter hit, and you're going to get comboed. Like that's the proper way it should be. E-Honda, same thing. Why do I say that though? As a long time high level Street Fighter player, and like fighting game fanatic, you know what I'm saying? I've always loved Tekken and Mortal Kombat as well, but my main experience really comes entirely from Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom. Like I'm only now recently getting back into Mortal Kombat, like, you know, only when I was like a young kid, like real young, you know what I'm saying? Like was I like you know, I wouldn't say diehard fanatic, but like I was like a big fanatic of like I lived and breathed Mortal Kombat. Like as a little kid, I fell in love with Mortal Kombat instantly. Like I also fell in love with Street Fighter instantly. Not Street Fighter 1, but Street Fighter 2. When they like I saw Street Fighter 1 like, but I didn't fall in love with it. When I first saw Street Fighter 2, I fell in love with it. As a kid, you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to make is like, let's say like for example, when you land a Blanca ball, it should do what happens here in Mortal Kombat 11. Like I land a Blanca ball, it shows like that counter hit or hit action, like a crush counter like image where it kind of just freezes the game for a second, and you just see a picture of Blanca hitting the opponent and like rolling like a ball, and you know obviously it hits like in the chest, torso, head area, right? And then what happens there is I think also Street Fighter would benefit from there being like the way it is in Mortal Kombat, where there's an enhanced button. I prefer honestly the way it was in Mortal Kombat 11. I hate the way they changed it in Mortal Kombat 1, where the enhanced button was actually block button. They changed it from being R1 to R2. And like I don't know about every other player out there. Can I actually still do it? Yeah, but is it as consistent as the way it was in Mortal Kombat 11? In Mortal Kombat 11, like I literally never missed my enhanced combos at all. But in Mortal Kombat 1, I miss them all the time because I'm just like still trying to get familiar with using the block button as an enhanced button. I really can't stand it. But the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, that would benefit, like, I think a lot of beginner and intermediate players that kind of struggle with pressing 2 punch or 2 kick to do a special move. You know what I'm saying? Like they would probably find it easier. Like if especially if the window of opportunity, let's say I do crouch immediate kick and fireball, right? But like I have a big window of opportunity to enhance it and like really get the benefits of enhancing it. Like for example, like if I'm Ryu or Ken, right? I do crouch immediate kick fireball. I feel like it's not like, first of all, if I miss that combination, it should be way easier to counter them. I feel like it's not. I feel like at best you can get crouching jab as a counter, and if you're lucky, you could do like crouching jab, dragon punch, which is, in my opinion, is still pretty hard to do online, especially online. Like I miss it all the time, and I usually only get the crouching jab. But luckily, I'm safe on block because, you know, the hit lands and like I'm still safe on block. But that's not the point. Like I know at the highest level, if it was a tournament, I know I would get my crouching jab counter hit, and I would get the uppercut, which would give me way more damage, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that if they designed it a little bit better, I'm not to say, like, I don't want to make them sound like they're trash or whatever, but like if they designed it a little bit better, like it would make more sense for the fan base, for new players and even high level players that have been playing for a long time. they'll be happy that it's way easier to counter hit. Like if I do, let's say for example with Ryu, I do crouching medium kick, fireball. I miss my combination, and they block it. Guess what happens after that? He catches me with a standing hard punch, hard punch uppercut. Like let's say I'm playing Ken, he does hard punch, standing hard punch counter hit, and standing hard punch uppercut. Let's say he wants to enhance that. The hard punch uppercut does a ground bounce, and I could do another hard punch uppercut. I could do a spin kick. I could jab reset. I could do like a jab reset and jab him. And before he's able to counter hit me, I could go for a cross up. I think situations like that would be like real beneficial in Street Fighter. Like I know a lot of players are like, oh, but that's like kind of like gimmicky. Like it's a gimmick that you're like going for a cross up. I don't really honestly think it's a gimmick. I think it's a gimmick when you give characters like Sakura or like E Honda like a jumping light kick cross up instead of jumping medium kick, which is way easier to see where it's gonna hit. And like that's what I mean by like I wish Street Fighter would remove some of those gimmicks from the game where it's like it's very difficult to see, you know, I'm saying as a long-time high-level player, especially online, it's extremely difficult to know if that crouching light kick is going to hit in the front or the back. Luckily, those crouching light kick cross-ups are usually extremely difficult to combo. Like, for example, Cammy even has one. Her cross-up is jumping light kick. I completely disagree with that. But I also completely disagree with characters like Balrog not having a legitimate cross-up at all. I think that's unacceptable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why can't he have a cross up? Like every that's one of the reasons why I think Balrog is just not a character that could honestly win at the highest level. The only reason in Street Fighter V why I honestly, and even in Street Fighter 4, even though in Street Fighter 4 is way easier to get out of his command grab, because it had like one of the worst startups for a command grab. And the only way he could legitimately land it in a combination is if he landed a red focus attack, which is pretty easy to do with Balrog, especially in Street Fighter 4. I wish like it would be interesting if you can like extend combos with drive impact style. Like I know you can in Street Fighter 6, but what I mean by that is like if you could spend the meter like off of a special move, like let's say a Balrog player does like, let's say he does jumping hard punch, jab, 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 or whatever into one of the special move dash punches, right? And then like he has the meter and he does a red focus attack, but like honestly, realistically, I don't think it should. I think it should like just be a combo extender. You get what I'm saying? Like let's say he lands the special move dash punch, he does whatever it takes to just kind of do like a drive impact red focus kind of style move, which cancels his. I know a lot of players are like, oh, but then it's gonna be too hard to know when I could counter hit or not. You know what I'm saying? So I guess maybe that would make it too gimmicky, and I would rather it not be like that. But I do love the combo system Street Fighter 4. I thought maybe it's like quite possibly the best combo system that a fighting game ever had. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make is that like in Street Fighter 6. And it's been like this ever since Street Fighter 2, is like when Blanca does a charge back forward punch, special move, right? On block, it puts him way too far away. Like what I'm saying is that on block, he should be exactly where their opponent is, and the recovery time should be so long that you would have to be an idiot to not counter hit them. It should be so long, and I think they could really make it work if they just kind of took from what like Mortal Kombat 11 was doing, because that counter hit system in Mortal Kombat 11 is very similar to what Street Fighter 5 was doing with the crush counter hit, the crush counter, where you hit them with a standing hard kick or standing hard punch on counter hit, and it would give you a lot more time to counter hit, like continue a combo, right? But I think this system, the way Mortal Kombat 11 does it, it's way easier to know exactly when that moment happens because it gives you so much extra time. And what I'm saying is that, like, Blanca does a charge special move, and if it hits, it does that picture slow motion like Mortal Kombat 11 does, like right here, like right there. You saw how I did down two, and it puts a slow motion, like, still image of me punching him in the jaw, and, like, it zooms in. Right there, any player that sees is playing the game is gonna go, oh, I just counter hit him. Oh, I got all the time in the world. Get ready to do a combo now. Right? That's only if the special move Blanca Ball hits. Now, if it doesn't hit on block, it's the opposite. There's no image that shows up or anything like that. My opponent is just gonna know I blocked his special move. He tried to hit me with it. I blocked it, and now I'm gonna catch him with a counter. Now, when he catches me with the first hard punch, it's gonna be considered a counter hit because I'm still in recovery state. So because I missed that special move and he blocked it, I'm now in recovery. I'm in my animation's recovery. Like I have not finished recovering from doing the special move because he blocked it. So now when he hits me, that's also going to be considered a counter hit. Now it's going to be the other way around. Now my opponent is doing what I thought I was going to get the counter hit, but he blocked it. Now he's counter hitting me. And what is that? What's going to happen when that happens? So beginner players that are starting today are going to love it because it's way easier to understand. It's way easier to know when your opportunity is there to combo, right? Look at that. Like I had all the time. I paused it and forgot about it, and like I almost finished the combo anyway. Right there, 3-4. I can't even do these combos anymore. That's how long I have not played this. But I love Mortal Kombat 11. I can't even do a basic 3-4 after that. Wow. When I was playing, I was doing this online, and I never missed. Three, 4. I love that. I love how it does those still images in between a combination. Like, I know a lot of players are like, oh, but that's going to take away from the action. Is it really, though? I think it's going to make the action make a lot more sense, like, especially for new players. And even, like, longtime players are going to be like, oh, my God, I love that. It's, like, way easier to know when a counter hit happened. Like, Street Fighter V was really the first time that it was real easy to know when a counter hit actually happened. And that's like, I think what like a lot of Japanese fighting games, with the exception of Tekken, I think Tekken is the only, and I feel like even Tekken takes like is kind of still a little bit too hard. Like I feel like Tekken is the only one that kind of lets you know, oh my God, I kind of just counter hit him and he just collapsed. I wish it would even do that in Tekken where when you counter hit him, it does the still image. So you go, okay, I'm going to get ready for a real big counter hit combo. You know what I'm saying? Or like, especially like when you do wall bounces in Tekken, I feel like it should have those moments where it does a still image right there. Like, oh, I could get ready for a wall bounce combo. Like, I wish even the game said it to me like wall bounce. You know what I mean? Like the way they do in Guilty Gear, where it's like counter, counter. Like all those additional elements that you add is just gonna make the experience better for players because they're gonna go, oh, counter hit. Oh, wall bounce! Like let me prepare for that wall bounce. Like because I feel like in Tekken, I've wall bounced my opponent plenty of times, and I've never been able to really capitalize on that offensive momentum because it's just too difficult to know when it's actually going to happen. And I feel like doing something like this would be the ultimate, like icing on the cake. Like where it's like, oh my God! Like I love how easy it is to understand when my offensive momentum is available and when like and that's also going to make it easier for the talented computer programmers that make these fighting games to really make it easier to also counter your opponent for making mistakes because it's going to give way more recovery time and it's not going to look so like I don't know how else to explain it, but like I feel like a big problem in Street Fighter 6 is that I could Blanca Ball with I could do a Blanca Ball special move with Blanca, right? And they block it, and then I'm all the way back to like full screen again. And like in my opinion, like that's like completely unacceptable for a fighting game to have that. Like realistically, as a good high level player, I should be comboing like crouching medium kick into EX Blanca Ball, and then doing the up ball afterward to get the additional damage. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could realistically also do electricity afterwards. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'm wrong about that, and I can do it. Let me put Street Fighter 6, so hold up. Okay. I'm gonna look.